SR&BG, and gangs. The ultimate oxymorons. Bloods, Crips, Prius. It's the ultimate oxymoron because they are so hard. We all admit, right? As a whole, Crips, Bloods, Prius, as a whole, they are hard, right? It's a force, right? A lot of members, a lot of damage, man, a lot of money too. A lot of time. It's a reality they are hard. But at the same time, they're the softest. I mean, the Crips and Bloods are so big and so hard, but yet the LAPD be running them. The sheriff be running them in the penitentiaries and different things like that. The Suranios and things like that is more of the advantage. Why is that? I'm going to tell you why spiritually. Because see, in the beginning of gangbanging, it was not like this. You hear what I'm saying? So let's start from the top. Back in the days, the hairstyle, it was different. When gangbanging first started, it wasn't Jerry curls, man. It was afros and stuff like that. Go look at the old pictures. The music wasn't the same as this music. It was still Marvin Gaye and all that. It was still the Isley Brothers. Michael Jackson, man, when he was little and dark-skinned. When gangbanging started. We got the Jerry curls. We got the NWA. I'm talking about how we became like this weak, this watered-down version of Tookie Williams. How did it go from Tookie Williams to Tekashi 69? Started with the hair. Started with the music. You hear what I'm saying? Another thing that they made us give up, that made the average Crip and Blood and Piru nowadays domesticated. All the OGs look like big, sugary, watery, salty. Right now, high blood pressure, heart attacks, the OGs. They wasn't like that back in the days. Big Tookie them looked at like me. Or even bigger. You hear what I'm saying? The workout program, they took our body gains. You hear what I'm saying? We was the ones that was up in the penitentiaries and stuff lifting the weights. When I was young, I used to think the gangbangers were superheroes. You hear what I'm saying? Even the small gangbanger had a big chest. That was the days of the chest, man. I ain't even see a chest like that nowadays. That's what they took from us. Damn near all the gangbangers back in the days had workout programs. Where do you think the Mexicans got it from? It's like they took it from us and then now the Mexicans is in the pen program. And then I know that there's still guys from hoods and stuff that's locked up that do thousands of push-ups, but I'm talking about it was every damn body had nice bodies and believed in it. It was like 95% people back then believed in body gains, and you know you had your 5% and stuff like that. You will always have, you know, the 5%ers that do other things, but the majority of the original gangbangers had body gangs, natural hair, and listened to love type of music. Remember, this was before all of this crazy rap and all of this came out. So they switched the hair, they switched the music, they gave us all of this McDonald's and made us get off the body gangs and stuff. So now the average gangbanger is a skinny dude or a fat chubby type of dude. You hear what I'm saying? I remember this guy, he was like, hey man, you just got out the pen, and I was way smaller than this, and I looked at him and I was like, man, people don't get out the pen like this no more. This is like the gym and stuff like that. You would need big weights and a heavy program to be looking like this. I'm not talking about this right now. I'm talking about some years ago when I was into supplements and like real swole, right? So all of that, you got out the pen and you looking swole. That's dead. That's gone. People come out the pen with diabetes, man, from eating all them damn carbohydrates. You hear what I'm saying? They come out the pen and they've been programming, and then they go back to their hood and eat some chili cheese fries, and then they be looking like this, but have like a stomach though, and their cuts be going away. The carbohydrate look. You hear what I'm saying? Because people don't program like that, because they took it away. Let me tell you another thing. This is the main thing. This video ain't even gonna be long, because I'm already at the main thing that happened. Now, when you look at other mafias and stuff like that, let's take the Italian mafia. The Italian mafia, they make sure they go to the priest, right? You see in all of the movies and all of that, the Italian mafia, Catholic and all of that, right? Let's take the Mexican mafia. The Mexican mafia always, in the essays and stuff, they always have rosaries and praying hands and Mother Mary, which is really Guadalupe, and all of that type of stuff. And they also go to the witch doctors and stuff. All up and down Florence, man, is botanicas and stuff for you to cast spells, man. Yeah, the Mexicans is still working with the left hand path and praying grandmamas and a lot of them. You understand what I'm saying? Let's take the Zopound. What's they called up in Florida? The Haitian gang, man. They still got a connection with the voodoo doctors and all of that type of stuff, man. Even the KKK are Christians. Now you see what I'm saying? Everybody still have a connection with some type of spiritual, high, some type, whether it's the voodoo, whether it's the Santa Maria with the M13s, and you know what I'm saying? Who? MS. My mind is everywhere, man. I didn't really sleep good last night. MS messes with spirits, and the cartels do. We can go on and on and on and on, but when it comes to the Crips, the Bloods, and the Perus, it's no religion thing. You hearing what I'm saying? No, this is really serious, man. Are you seeing why we are buffoons? Do you see why we are the oxymoron of the planet, the strongest but yet the weakest at the same damn time? We are the only thing, we are the only people that was dumb enough to change our hair, give up our programming, give up our love music, and start listening to this drill type of weird stuff that the OGs would have never wanted to listen to, man. And give up our God. At what time did we give up our God with this gangbanging and stuff? Because see, back in the days, Tookie them was gangbangers, but it still was spirituality up in it, because all of our grandmamas and them and our mamas and them came from Mississippi and Louisiana and Alabama, and it was a lot of that Christianity that was up in Watts and all of them places. So it wasn't just, I'm gonna go blow this nigga head off in the beginning, because it was still spirituality. Because the mamas and stuff, there was still a couple of daddies in the home and stuff like that. Back in the days, the hair looked different. The music was different. So the gangbanging was different. Which means that now these guys, these original gangbangers, are like generals. Like I said, when I was young, I always seen stuff through spiritual eyes. So when I seen the OG, no matter where he was from, I seen like a general, like a king up in him. Now when I look, I don't see that. Tekashi 6ix9ine, man. Tekashi 6ix9ine is very important in this too. You hear what I'm saying? Tekashi 6ix9ine represent the end of gangbanging when it became watered down. You know what I'm saying? After Tekashi 6ix9ine, all of the gangbangers that's supposed to be hard and the OGs, they on the internet doing what Tekashi 6ix9ine did, but just like in a different type of way, but the same thing. You hear what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Once Tekashi 6ix9ine came gangbanging, the essence of gangbanging with Big Tookie and even up in Chicago, what Larry Hoover and different people like that had in mind, the real essence, what came from the Most High, so that they could be warriors and soldiers and stuff, that was gone. It's gone right now. Like I said, all the hard gangbangers is actors, man. Freemasons and all that. It's all about the bag. But it's going to come to an end. And I'm going to tell you why it's going to come to an end, right? It's not going to come to the end because of no peace treating or anything like that. And Crips and Bloods and Perus, they'll never end. But all of that beefing and all of that stuff, it's about the end. All of that is going to end, not because people are going to come to the table. No, it's still going to be knuckleheads out there killing. Ain't nobody going to have no big sit-downs and negotiate or nothing like that. What's going to happen is once this next president get into office and people start seeing these new laws and people start starving and these jobs start getting cut and all of that, then it's going to be a cause for everybody to come together. Like, we have to come together because we literally freaking starving to death. You hear what I'm saying? See, gangbanging was created because of a cause. You hear what I'm saying? It came at a time where it was needed, but it got infiltrated by the CIA, by the programmers, and the program was rewrote. The Most High gave us the gangbangers to protect. The gangbangers is really the army for the nation. You hear what I'm saying? I'm telling you, ever since I was young, I looked at it through spiritual eyes. Just because a person is in captivity doesn't mean that the spiritual stuff stopped. So before we was in captivity, there was kings, queens, there was generals, there was, people. And that energy, it didn't stop just because we got up in captivity. You hear what I'm saying? So the kings and the queens and generals and stuff, they were still being born, and it was prophesied that this army was going to come, this mighty army. So they started building ghettos. And in these ghettos, so if you see things like the imperial courts, look, it's called the imperial courts. Look, forget all of that. Let me tell you something that I noticed, right? Now, you have a place called Watts. We all know what Watts is, like electricity and voltage and all of that type of stuff. You can go look at what Watts is, right? And then you have these three main projects. You have the Hacianas too, but let me talk about the big three main projects. The Imperial Courts, the Nickerson Gardens, and the Jordan Down projects. So the three main colors in Watts is red and blue, which makes purple. Grape Street, right? This is crazy. I always tripped off this, even when I was little, right? Now, Big Tookie and all of them, back when Crip was starting and all of that, they all made their way to the Imperial Courts. There's actors and singers and stuff that check in with the Imperial Courts, man. It's called the Imperial Courts. Go research that. And then Jesus in the Jordan River, like the Jordan Downs and stuff, man. And on top of all of that, because this is where the gangbanging and all of that stuff really, really started. I ain't talking about the vice lords and the disciples and stuff. I'm talking about gang banging, Crip walking, blood walk, all of that, like gang banging. Right there, man. and watts. And then you have these things called the Watts Towers. It's right by the train station and stuff. And it's these 3 towers, man. It's like it's the main 3 projects. The Watts Towers. You know, as people, I used to be on the train, and when we going into Rosa Parks off of 103rd, I'm going to Long Beach. So now we just left the 103rd station, and we going into Rosa Parks station. You know the Watts Towers is right there. I see people, man, get up out they seat, and like white people, and look and point like it was like the damn pyramids, man. Have anybody from LA been on the Blue Line and witnessed that? And it made me start thinking like, hey, it's something with these Watts Towers, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, like Clone Tyrone, man. What if the Watts Towers got something to do with energy harvesting, and because it got crystals and all of that. You hear what I'm saying? And it's 3 main towers, man, just like it's 3 main projects, man. And these projects is all family. That's the crazy thing about it. That's the crazy thing about it. That's the crazy thing about Watts, man. It's real small, but it got a lot of like magic up in it, but people don't even see it. The imperial courts, a court where like royalty and stuff is at. I really believe that the Christ energy is going to be born inside of these ghettos. Way back in the days, they knew that this Christ energy and these warriors and stuff was going to come. So what they did was build these projects and this poverty around them. You know, all over the U.S., man, not just L.A. Anywhere you see projects and poverty and stuff like that, that's where that energy is. That's where those soldiers, those warriors, that's why the people in Atlanta and different things. And you hear what I'm saying? The black people in Atlanta and all of the projects, it's Christ energy. That's why old girl, I think she, the lady, the Jewish lady, she said that the biggest problem on the planet is the cats that's up in the projects, because they know that this is where that energy is going to be activated. What am I talking about? I'm talking about gangs. I'm talking about why are gangs, the Crips, the Bloods, and the Prius. Those are who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about other gangs, the SAs or the Vice Lords or anything like that. I'm talking about Crips, Bloods, and Prius. You hear what I'm saying? West Side, East Side, LA. You hear what I'm saying? Compton, Watts. Yo, you know what I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about them. Why are they the hardest? You know, they the damn hardest, man. You know what this essay told me? He said, hey, Holmes, you fools are hard. You just don't get along, yes, sir. I was like, I know, huh? But how can I deliver that message to a lot of people that's hypnotized and don't even understand that it's a spell? The reason that Crips, Bloods, and Prius is oxymoron is because of all of the things we did to ourselves, getting rid of our God, changing our hair, and all of that type of stuff. And put a spell on us to make us the strongest but the weakest. I'm not going to talk about gangs no more for a little while. I just had to throw this up there because I made that video about gangs last night, right? Yeah, I did. But I'm out. Peace.